Oh, this. I think this next award is almost sanctimonious. I almost feel like we need to call them. This next person, I think, first gift, no question, was the voice of his ministry. You know, his ability to sing and literally open up the clouds, like clouds ask permission, and start to move away when this man starts to sing. But what comes out of his mouth is the ministry of mankind. He's not the kind of pastor, and in Blackism, being a pastor is one of the highest callings. It's one of the highest orders. It is where we got our news. It was the safest place to get the news. And so when I'm talking about this gentleman, I'm also talking about his flock. And his flock is every person that is literally touched by his voice. And what he has done is a lot of people say that they will donate to feeding the homeless. He actually feeds the homeless. A lot of people say that they will donate to being able to help those that are in need. He actually helps those that are in need, because he actually goes out and seeks them. He actually goes looking for them. That's his day off work. And on his day on work, he does it twice. And so I think when you look at Harriet Tubman's footprint, when you look at her DNA strand, it is about those who do for others first, right? But also recognizing the value that they must have for themselves. I think that Syracuse, I think that Auburn, I think that this entire nation is really benefiting from the example that is Mr. H. Bernard Alex. Because what he does is he shows all of us that there is no excuse for knowing that somebody is in need. There is no excuse for knowing that somebody is in need of your help and standing idly by. He is not a person that tells you what you should do. He shows you how it should be done. And then he quietly waits for you to get the message. 2019 Harriet Tubman Freedom Award winner, H. Bernard Alex.
Myself, as I was sitting next to Mr. Koegel, and he said, you know, better write it down so you don't forget it, so you stay on track. That's what I do as well. I just say thank you. Thank you to the nominating committee. Thank you very much for the selection and the honor. And it is definitely an honor. With Harriet Tubman's family being here, looking because a young woman that was over here as well. Just saying thank you to you all for sharing your gift with the world. Thank you to, of course, my wife, J&J, and who is my biggest supporter, and to my family, and to my Victory Temple family that are here as well, on the way. I share just these two things, and then I'll be done. Two things. One, as again, Mr. Gould shared about his mother. I'll share that second, but I'll share this one first. It was at a time in my life where it was a struggle season, real hard time, a real hard struggle season. And it's bad when your struggle then becomes public and people use that as an opportunity to say, I couldn't wait for you to come down, couldn't wait for you to fail. And I was beginning to internalize their energy, their negativity, to a point where I was like, you know what, what's the use? I quit, I give up. I perhaps am the sum total of what they have thought. And then I heard a voice within me, and my voice spoke to me and it said, Alex, and I said, yes. And my voice said, do you want to really hear this? And it reminded me of what was shared with me, and I shared with you. And what had been shared with me was this: the more public your crucifixion, the more glorious your resurrection. You never have a glorious resurrection until you endure public crucifixion.
Yes.
A lot of people want the glory, but they don't want the suffering. And I appreciate God's insight to become personal to me and not religious to me, to bring me to that place. In the vein of Harriet Tubman, my mother, my undergraduate years were spent for me at the citadel of higher learning, Tuskegee Institute. And others would argue, but that was what it was for me, Tuskegee. And being at Tuskegee and singing in the concert choir and having opportunity to travel and all of those things, I got a little lifted in myself. My mother worked at GE in those days, as a lot of, during that time, my parents in this central New York area worked at those larger factories. And my mother worked at GE, and GE had a shutdown, as they call it, a walkout strike. So my mother had to do day work. She had to do day work in Fayetteville, New York, where, you know, the clear people were, and y'all get that on the way home, where the clear people lived and resided, and my mother went to go do day work. And she brought home some clothes, and she had Izod shirt and some chinos and all of this stuff, and she laid it on my bed, and she said, I got these things for you. And I said to her in my self-aggrandizing way, where did you get this from? She said, well, I got it from, you know, where you were doing day work. You want me to wear clothes that you got from the white folks' house, this secondhand stuff? I'm not wearing, I just ran it down. I just broke it down. I'm not wearing that. You doing day work, that's bad enough. And for those of you that don't know what day work is, that's when we of the diaspora would go and clean their homes and take care of their homes. And so she just began to fold it all up and take it back. And she says, well, since you don't want, you know, the stuff that I brought you from doing day work, then I guess when you go back to Tuskegee, you don't need the money that I got from doing day work. And you don't need the car that I put gas in from doing day work. And you don't need your tuition paid from doing day work. And she ran all of that. And I said, no, thank you for day work, thank you. But it taught me something, that we as a people, you just don't let your work define you. Don't let where you come from isolate and tell you who you are. And she taught me a lifelong lesson that I now transcend and carry into what I do as I come to a close, as we say proverbially as clergy persons. That's why I cook every Wednesday. I cook for the hungry. And I cook a meal, not hot dogs and hamburgers. Last week we had fried chicken, oven roasted potatoes, collard greens, peach cobbler from scratch, and church brunch. I cook for them. I cook for them. I don't want them to never feel that they are less than, and that where they are is not the determination of where they are going. So this honor in the heritage of Harriet Tubman says to me, my work is not finished, but it's just beginning. And to be a part of such a legacy of people, and to be around other awardees who are also saying, our work continues, is an honor. Thank you. I appreciate you. Godspeed.
I have seen
What you say, baby? How you gonna make it run? Come on and help your son. Gonna make it work. Gonna make it scream. Gonna make it work. I'm gonna play. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bye.